Hi everyone, thank you for supporting my channel. I hope today is fantastic for everyone. Would you kindly hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up before it starts? One of the most prevalent features in Triple H's creative reign has been face and heel turns. In recent years, a lot of celebrities have changed who they are. However, it appears that another well-known figure, Bayley, to be exact, is following the same course. On the next episode of RIW, the four-time world champion might turn heel and make a major announcement. Last week, the role model faced Lyra Valkyria, one of the top candidates for the women's Intercontinental title. She tried valiantly, but she was unable to punch her ticket to SummerSlam 2025. The multi-time women's champion was also left off the lineup for WrestleMania this year. Thus, she may be becoming increasingly frustrated. Tonight, Bayley may openly criticize Triple H for not being invited to the greatest party of the summer. She could demand a match during the event as a way to express her frustrations. The role model could show off her heel side by pledging to destroy everything and attack other celebrities. She might also end up demanding a match against SummerSlam host Cardi B because she can't control her anger. The Wecco responded favorably when a well-known rapper tagged Triple H on X and stated her wish to compete at the event. Remarkably, they responded below that she was available at SummerSlam. Cardi B, though, seemed uninterested in taking on her. Consequently, the role model might wind up taking on the well-known rapper tonight on Raw. Bayley would say that she would be better off facing SummerSlam host Cardi B if there was no one else on the roster that she could compete against. At Matif Stadium, this might eventually result in something intriguing. Fans will have to wait to see how things work out in the next few days, though, as the aforementioned angle is currently completely speculative. This year, we're hosting the largest SummerSlam yet, and Triple H is doing all in their can to make it a huge success. Bayley could ruin things, though, by interfering with Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch's Women's Intercontinental Championship match. The role model may have harbored anger after Valkyria defeated her in the competition between the top contenders. She might therefore cost the 28-year-old, ruining the title fight at SummerSlam. Triple H has been working really hard to make the event a success, so this could not sit well with him. Triple H might get upset if Bayley ruins a crucial match. As a punishment for her possible behavior, the chief content officer might suspend the multiple women's champion in the storyline. If she changes her character, this might go in well with her heel persona. The role model might take a break from TV for a bit before coming back to continue her competition for the women's Intercontinental title. Even while this would be an interesting scenario, it is currently just conjecture. The wrestling community is ablaze with rumors that a four-time world champion may soon be turning heel in a startling development that could upend WWE Raw itself. Furthermore, in a daring and surprising action, Triple H was publicly called out. In addition to appending the Raw roster, this possible heel turn, if it materializes, will significantly change the long-term plot lines as we move into the autumn season and perhaps even beyond Survivor Series and beyond. Fans have been piecing together the clues from match results, facial expressions, sub-promotions, and cryptic social media activity. Even though Tulio has not yet made any formal confirmations, one of the company's most prestigious and esteemed names for a long time has been the four-time world champion in question. However, there has been a discernible shift in attitude in recent weeks. More aggression, fewer smiles, and subtly expressed annoyance with WWE management. That simmering dissatisfaction might eventually explode, particularly if ambitious plans include for a full-fledged heel change with a promotion that specifically targets Triple H. Superstars calling out Triple H on air is nothing new to Triple H, who has been the chief content officer of WWE SE and has presided over one of the more artistically stable eras in recent years. In numerous high-profile plots, Triple H has served as both the real-life executive and the on-screen authority figure, from CM Punk's now iconic pipe bomb era to Seth Rollins, alluding to his treachery in 2016. However, considering the mounting annoyances of some high-profile celebrities who feel marginalized or mistreated, this possible confrontation would feel unique, more intimate, and possibly even more realistic. According to reports, this four-time world champion has submitted a lot of ideas to creatives, many of which have been turned down or put on hold indefinitely. The champion's exclusion from a significant segment that included several of WWE's biggest tire names, including current champions and up-and-coming talents, during a recent Raw episode is thought to have been the tipping point. The former champion reportedly felt disrespected by the move, especially considering his contributions to the company and legacy. According to rumors circulating backstage, the superstar reportedly expressed his unhappiness to Triple H directly during a creative discussion, which is when the situation apparently escalated. According to several stories, the mood became hostile and voices were raised. However, the details vary. It is difficult to tell if this was just a heated exchange or the start of a planned plot to conflate fact and fiction. If the latter, WWE may be preparing for one of its most interesting character makeovers in a long time. Turning a fan favorite into a heel is never an easy decision, but when done right, such as Roman Reigns' turn in 2020, it can reinvigorate a career and breathe new life into the product. Here, timing is everything. Now that SummerSlam is over, WWE is focusing on creating fall feuds, and this villain turn might be the catalyst for a number of interconnected plot lines. It's not just one celebrity expressing their dissatisfaction. In the Raw locker room, it might also result in power struggles, betrayals, and factional warfare. Since Triple H is now seen as the public face of WWE management, fans are drawn to the realistic and unpredictable element that a celebrity calling him out brings. Over the past month, the four-time world champion has made a number of cryptic tweets that have only served to fuel the flames. All one has to do is read it. Another, however, included a picture of Triple H from his time in the ring along with the words, "Funny how the game changes." Immediately after, fans started to speculate as to whether these were sincere complaints or clues to a developing plot. According to wrestling critics, WWE has recently shifted toward greater meta-storytelling, frequently letting performers incorporate personal frustrations into the motivations of on-screen characters. The champion may accuse Triple H of favoritism, creative suppression, or even career sabotage as part of the heel turn. If this is the case, consider the situation. Raw begins with what appears to be a typical segment. It's the four-time world champion, mic in hand, with a clearly irritated expression. There is only a slow walk to the ring and an intense expression. There is no entrance music fanfare. The crowd is unsure what's happening. Then, as the camera closes in, he starts talking. He discusses legacy. He discusses making sacrifices. Then, as everyone is staring at him, he says, "Hunter, would you like to play the game? Let's play then. But be aware that I'm not playing to win this time, to burn it all down. I'm playing." The arena erupts. The plot starts. The prospect that this superstar might create a new heel stable intended to offset Triple H's influence only heightens the allure. This four-time world champion has the ability to bring in underutilized talent, resentful veterans, or even up-and-coming stars who feel unappreciated by management. Much like Triple H once led Evolution and The Authority, this rebellion might last for several Raw episodes, bringing a sense of urgency and danger that has occasionally been lacking from WWE programming. Naturally, the identity of the four-time world champion is still up in the air, but prominent contenders include Drew McIntyre, who has previously openly expressed his displeasure with WWE booking and has recently hinted at a darker side. Randy Orton is another potential candidate. He has the background, the reputation, and the savvy to make such a reversal, particularly if his legendary status is invoked to support the shift. But Seth Rollins is among the more fascinating options. Rollins has demonstrated in the past that he can be a successful heel, particularly when he thinks he is the smartest man in the room, even though he has been riding high as a babyface and a fan favorite. In today's setting, a Rollins heel turn and a vicious promo against Triple H, his old mentor, with echo past betrayals, feels new. It's also possible that someone like AJ Styles, who has received a lot of praise but has occasionally felt underappreciated in the current island scene, may be involved. It would be easy to incorporate Styles' criticism about Triple H for not often providing him with the main event limelight into an engaging story. However, considering his reputation and real-life backstage annoyances, fans might be even more shocked by a full dark horse pick like Sheamus. But whatever the celebrity is, the repercussions of this heel turn would be immense. For starters, it might indicate a change in Raw's organizational design.